Albin and I fled from Jova when we heard the Asterian army was approaching.
Problem is,
We
it has
left
that soldier
everything
guarding it,
behind,
and I don't know how to get
even
the
our
soldier to
poor
leave.
dog. Albin is really beside himself about it. We just couldn't risk bringing him along, noisy as he is.
Alright, well I have no idea how to get the dog. Should I go into the creepy cavern? I mean... Oh, I can't. It's blocked off. Alright. Well, random encampment for the win. Alright, towards the windmill, we've been told. Ooh, that's a lot. Hang on. Nope. Get over here. Very much. I lost sight of the windmill. There it is. Alright, I am not gonna go up there yet. Let's move over in this direction. There's a house up there. Okay. Oop. Up through here. Ooh, there's a chest. I'll be damned. I don't have the keys for it. So that requires a specific. I've already published my early impressions video, PM. Went out on YouTube yesterday at about 7 o'clock in the morning. Early thoughts on Hell Is Us. Up on YouTube. Alright, well, to get to the windmill, it looks like I do have to go up that road. Oh! We're gonna ignore that critter. Oh, is this the other side of the mine? No, but it's an NPC.
I'm a journalist. Article 79
Agatha?
of the Geneva Convention formally states that journalists are protected under international humanitarian law.
Who are you?
I'm Tanya Elva.
No.
I'm an independent investigative journalist covering the Civil War.
Are you the journalist mentioned in this note?
I have no idea who or what this note
Yeah,
is
this isn't
referring
Agatha.
to. You're barking up the wrong tree.
What if I tell him the passcode?
Vitalis told me the passcode is Pentos. What's your connection to him?
Oh, so we're on the same team then. Vitalis is the source of my story. We met for the first time at the Weeping Knight statue.
This is the journalist.
I don't know much about him. He was taking me to the Vigil headquarters when we got ambushed. It's
¿Quién es?
somewhere in these rocky ridges.
Vas a acostumbrarse de aquí, mi amor. Este es mal. No. Primero vamos a sacarla y después burritos. Está bien. Hang on a second. We got to get a cat out. There's a cat stuck in here that we don't want in here right now. All right.
So you are the journalist mentioned in this note.
Yes, I am. In my defense, you are dressed like the enemy. I was just covering my arse.
All right. What do you know about their headquarters?
What do you know about their headquarters?
They call it the Watcher's Nest. To get there, Vitalis said we must follow the path with all the tombstones and obelisks just west of here.
Tombstones and obelisks to the west.
Vitalis described the entrance as a doorway etched into solid rock. He mentioned a windmill above it on the cliff. You need 2 keys to open the door. Vitalis gave me one during the ambush. Please, take it. Find Agatha. She has the other one.
So Agatha is the other journalist. Okay, so there's more than one journalist. I think I already have the other one.
Where's Agatha?
We escaped the ambush together and headed into the rocky ridges. The enemy was following us. Agatha and I split up in the path with all the mining carts, and she made sure they followed her. Head back to where the path splits. I went left, and Agatha went right. That was the last time I saw her. I hope she's all right. I won't be joining you. My old injuries are acting up. I will only slow you down. I can see your APC from here. I'll head there and wait for you.
Sounds like a plan. Pretty sure that one's completed. I could have sworn I had another one of these somewhere. Guess I don't. Oh, here it is. This is what I was thinking of. I had a thick candle wrapped in wax paper. Alright, we can save here. Lunatoon just seen your YouTube short / Instagram reel / TikTok thing on Star Wars. Ha! The funny thing about this, I always laugh because, like, my nephew, who I think is 11 now, you son of a bitch, like, his favorite Star Wars is The Last Jedi, which is one of the Disney Star Wars films. That's like his favorite Star Wars film of all time. Why? Because he got to see it in the theater. And so he has an emotional connection to that movie because it was his first time seeing a Star Wars film in a theater setting. I would never, ever, ever want to take that away from him by trying to tell him that Disney Star Wars sucks. Those kind of people can shuffle off this mortal coil. Doesn't matter. I love the George Lucas Star Wars way more than Disney Star Wars. Doesn't matter. It's still Star Wars. I love The Mandalorian. I love Ahsoka. Andor's fucking awesome. I enjoyed The Acolyte. The last Skywalker, whatever the last film they did, Palpatine's back. One of the worst. That's up there with like Christmas Special and the Ewok films from one of the worst Star Wars entries ever. But it's still canon and it's still part of the Star Wars journey. And for some people, that Disney Star Wars trilogy is for, like my little 11-year-old nephew, favorite films. And no one should want to take that away from someone. Just because it's not your favorite film doesn't mean it's not someone else's favorite film. There's just way too many assholes in the world is what it comes down to. Gatekeeping is the worst thing ever. I hate Disney Star Wars, and I'm going to make sure that everyone else hates it. Didn't we just do a YouTube short recently on that, too? About the person who goes into the golf course and yells at everybody, I hate golf, therefore you're not allowed to like golf. Or they go into the movie theater and they yell at the top of their lungs, this movie sucks! I'm going to make sure you all have your experience ruined. How do I get up to that bitch? I bet I have to go around. Alright, this is the path, I think, up that they were just talking about, the obelisks and gravestones. However, there is something right here that I need to go down. I'll be right back. cats are out. Chris is cooking breakfast. Onwards we go. That is a long-ass ladder. Oh, these are those mining tunnels. Nope. Different set of keys. Okay, I'll have to remember that. Dude, that's the trippiest thing about this game is like, because I think this is something that leads to replayability too for some people. I'm not going to remember half this stuff because I'm not taking notes. So it's like, some people are going to be meticulous. I've seen some people who said they got about 40 hours out of their playthrough and they completed every single mystery and every single, oh, there's something right there. How do we get to it? They got every single mystery, every single good omen thing. I'm definitely not trying to get the completionist version. I've heard that it's probably going to be more like a 20-hour playthrough for me. 20 to 25 hours, we'll see. But I think that it's pretty cool to have a game that does experimentation in this way. Let's do this. Oh, it killed both of them. Damn, that ability is potent. I think ID card. Agatha. Oh no, Agatha died. But I got the other emblem. Well, that's unfortunate. Sorry about that, Agatha. Death from above. This is another drone module. Lifts the user to a dominant altitude that can be leveraged into an aerial assault. Check it out. That's kind of cool. There's a lot of back and forth in this game, Joe. Like, a lot. I mean, it's... So, as an example, like, every area has, like, multiple NPCs. So, as an example, I know for a fact I have in my inventory a bottle. Where's it at? This bottle, or these bottles. I found a woman in a catacomb with a baby, and she asked for milk. Okay, that one stands out to me. This, I have no idea where it goes yet. I don't know who needs this. I have no idea where the keys go yet. Like, here's a recipe. Or, excuse me, this is a notebook. But then if, like, the music notes, I know for a fact that goes back to the musician in the village. So, like, some things are easy to remember, but then there's other things where I'm like... I remember meeting a guy when I came into one of the zones who was by a mass grave, and he was crying, saying he needed something to remember his wife and child by before he could bury them. And so then it's like I'm off adventuring, and 4 hours later I find this object, and I'm like, oh wait, I wonder if this is for that guy. I went back as it was a photograph. It was not the photograph. Then I found something later, took it back, and that was the one, you know. But sometimes it's like you have to remember. And also the big one is, I keep finding doors. Like, we just found a door in the mine. We found another door on a chest. excuse me, we found a locked chest, we found a locked door. There's also these like doors that need things to put on them, like items that you need to mount to unlock the door. It doesn't mark any of that stuff for you. You just have to remember, you're like, wait a second, I wonder if this charm is going to go, like, as an example, in the first zone, there's a giant tower, and I remember there was some sort of device at the front of the tower to unlock the door, but I can't remember if it was one of the devices that needs a key, or if it was one of the devices that needs a rod, or if it one, because the rod doors need 2 or 3 rods. I don't have any rods right now, but I do have a key. So it's like, do I run the risk of that not being the right thing to unlock the door and run all the way back? I can't, there's limited fast travel, so I can fast travel from a save point back to the APC, take the APC to the zone, and then run down. But then it's like, do I even remember how to get to the tower? Is that the right key for that? Like, there's a lot of, yeah, like if you're not taking notes, yeah. I can't imagine if I was playing this game under the influence, I would probably remember half as less. Oh, thank you, baby. We are moving into the breakfast ASMR section of the stream. Thanks, Chris. Breakfast burritos. Greek yogurt, fresh tomatoes, cucumbers, cheese. Thanks, babe. And she brought me salt. Because she knows I like my stuff a little saltier than she does. Those are some good burritos. My grandniece. It's pretty good now about good morning in English, breakfast in English. She's learning some key English phrases. Today is her second day of school, or preschool, and she just promised me a minute ago when I went out. Because she cried a little bit yesterday. When we picked her up, so I went with Chris to pick her up yesterday. Dude, there's like 15 kids in preschool, right? They're all like 3 years old. Dude, like all of them. I've never had kids, so we don't have children. So we've never gone through this before. So when Chris was dropping our grannies off, she said it was interesting to notice how, like, of all the kids getting dropped off, it was all the boy children, all the male children were like hysterically crying as they're getting dropped off for school, but none of the girls were crying. But then when we picked them up, almost everyone was crying in that room. Like, all the kids were like, ah! In hysterics, and they see their parents lining up outside in a line outside the window and coming to get them. And of course then they start crying even harder because my mommy, I want my daddy. And it's normal, you know, kids, there's separation anxiety, and you're with a strange person in a strange room with other strange children for 2 hours, and it's the socialization aspect. That's what they're going through right now. And we were watching from the window in line as we were waiting. There was only like 2 kids that weren't crying. There was 2 little girls. One of them had like those like party things, you blow on it and it uncurls. I forget what those are called. And another one was just like dancing. Like, she was just happy to be there. There was 2 kids that were happy. The rest were, and our grandniece was like, she was trying really hard not to cry. She was standing there, like, she was like obviously looking for Chris, but she didn't see us in the window. She kept looking at the door and not at the window. And you could see like one eye had like glistening, and there was a tear that was right on the edge. She kept doing this. She had a frown on her face, and she kept like, no, I'm not gonna cry. No, I'm not gonna cry. And then as soon as Chris was the one who showed up in the door, she was like, ah! But then as soon as Chris picked her up, she was like, oh my God, school was fun. Ah. But she just told me a minute ago, she's like, I'm not going to cry today. And I was like, all right, I'll hold you to it. Second day. See how it goes. I won't be helping pick her up today, though. I got to go to, I'm at doctor's appointment. First time I've seen my physical therapist in 3 months. That is good. Thanks, Ralph. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Sandar. Yep. Chris for the win. Yeah, kids are funny. It was funny, our air conditioner tech guy, the guy who does the maintenance for our air conditioner, his kid is in the same preschool class. So we saw him yesterday. Just as my mom worked at my preschool, so it helped. Yeah, I would imagine. I vaguely remember preschool. I remember the sensation of, you know, being dropped off and feeling scared. One of the most traumatic memories I have of childhood is being dropped off for swim school and learning how to swim. And not being very good at it, obviously, and hating every minute of it. And that has stuck with me into my adult years. Just that sensation of floundering in the water and the other kids who could swim laughing and having fun, and me not having fun. Now, as an adult, I would use that energy to fuel me to become better than everyone else so that I can laugh at them. But as a child, you don't have that, you know, that innate drive. Or at least I didn't have that innate drive as a child.